This is a story about giving everything we had to achieve something that hadn't been done before. My name's Ben. I am usually introduced as a polar explorer. Essentially, my specialist field of knowledge and expertise is in dragging heavy things around cold places. Our journey was, in fact, 69 marathons back-to-back in 105 days, on foot from the coast of Antarctica to the South Pole and back again. In the process, we broke the record for the longest human-powered polar journey in history by more than 400 miles. But if I've learned anything in 13 years of dragging heavy things around cold places, it is that no one else is the authority on your potential. And that with enough self-belief, enough determination, with the right people around you, the right tools, the right technology, then anything is possible. And there have been many, many times when the part of me that I've stretched and tested to the very limit, more than any muscle or tendon or ligament or any part of my fitness, is my sense of self-belief. We've had times when it seemed like everyone around me has been doubting whether what I'm trying to do is possible. Many, many experts said that this journey was impossible. That was the reason it hadn't been done in more than 100 years.
Under this much pressure, in this much isolation, the smallest things can become friction points. With Penn Haddow in 2001, we would take it in turns to wake up early and make breakfast in bed for the other person. It was Penn's turn to cook for me. It was great. I remember waking up and I could hear the stove roaring, and I think Penn thought I was still asleep, but I could see out of the corner of my eye. I think without even thinking, dipped in and took a raisin or a nut or something and ate it. Now, we're both hungry by that point. We've both been eating the same thing for 6 weeks, both been eating not enough 6 weeks, both lost a lot of weight. So I didn't say anything because Penn thought I was asleep, but I was absolutely furious because Penn had had more than his fair share. He had stolen from the expedition, from me. So for days I had this grudge that Penn had had this raisin when I was hungry, and for days when I was following him and his sledge got stuck on a bit of ice and I could have helped, I didn't. I'd say, well, that's karma. You know, you deserve that, Penn. So the smallest things can become blown out of all proportion. So Tom and I knew that. So we had this policy of being radically honest with each other. We knew for this mutual goal of finishing this journey, we had to get on. And to get on, we had to be able to say if something wasn't working.
Looking back, it probably would have been a logical place to stop, but our goal had always been to turn around and to walk back again. And this is where things get interesting, because we were quite tired. We'd already covered 35 marathons back to back,
Finding it so tough at times that there were many, many moments where I'd fall over and the sledge would come crashing down next to me, and I'd get up, brush the snow off, check on my gear, and I'd feel secretly disappointed that I hadn't broken my ankle or fractured my wrist or done something that would have been a good excuse, you know, a good reason to make it stop. Things were so hard on that trip that part of me, I think, was looking for a way out. But I'll also admit that I hadn't given much thought to what happens when you reach the all-consuming goal that you've dedicated most of your adult life to. And the reality is that I'm still figuring that bit out.
And I think one of the biggest lessons this giant camping trip taught me is that success and fulfillment and happiness are not finish lines in the future. They're not what happens at the end of the journey. It's how you are making that journey.